Welcome to Group 7's presentation, Impacts of Cyclical Waste on the Environment. Collection of cyclical waste is crucial to its environmental impact. In Hong Kong, collection of vehicles, delivery of cyclical waste by licensed waste collector to the licensed disposal facilities and transit skips are the three types of container for the waste are sharp box, plastic drum, and heavy-duty plastic bag, for which the former two can be incinerated. Duty of care of cyclical waste producers is also important if you want to reduce the environmental impact. Firstly, they should segregate their cyclical waste and package label them well. Also provide safe and secure temporary storage areas such as a cupboard, a storage area, or a refrigeration area if necessary to avoid the ops. So it is important to ensure their staff take all necessary safety measures and sufficient training. So it is worth to mention that due to COVID-19, there is a huge environmental impact caused by healthcare waste.
So, what is shard waste? The term shard waste refers to all used shards, which is any device or object used to puncture or lacerate the human body. There are a number of shard waste, including the hypodermic needle, lancet, auto-injector, infusion set, and the collection needle or set. Therefore, this shard waste may be contaminated with infectious material, such as blood or waste animal matter, or with hazard chemicals such as the carcinogens, cytotoxic drug, or the radioactive material. So, for environmental impact, there is an increased risk of the soil and the groundwater contamination, and the air we breathe. If used or the contaminated shard waste is not properly disposed of, separated, or dumped into landfill, any of these environmental hazards will only increase the risk of the contaminations.
Laboratory waste refers to those unsaturated materials or tools used for culturing, transferring, inoculate, or mixing laboratory infect stock culture or infect agent culture, including pantry dish, bottle, test tube, pipettes, inoculation loop, and ware. This waste organic from laboratory in the field of dentistry, medicine, veterinary medicine, or pathology. In most cases, the organic reagent in the laboratory do not directly participate in the reaction, but only function as solvent. Also, the laboratory that carry out biological experiments will produce a large number of culture fluid and medium containing harmful microorganisms at high concentration. If they are directly destroyed without proper treatment, they will affect the food chain and the surrounding environment.
Human and animal tissues include all human and animal tissues, organs, and body parts of that animal, but excluding dead animals, animal tissues, organs, and body parts from farms, Chinese medicine practice, pet shops, and retail markets. The environmental impacts of human and animal tissues are human and animal tissues may be filled with bodily fluids which may be hazardous if it is brought in contact with drugs or chemicals. Besides, they may contain pathogens that may also be infectious to cause different infectious disease to outbreak.
Clinical waste of infectious material is from patients with the following pathogens: wearing protective equipment to prevent infection spread easily, sent for higher temperatures incineration or steam sterilization, proper sanitation or disposal for moving or destroying infectious materials are the ways of safe disposal of infectious materials. The open air storage can release a mass of harmful gases such as methane and sulfate, which seriously pollutes the atmosphere. Heavy metal and organic pollutant could cause pollution to surface water and groundwater. Heavy metals in the landfill leakage enter the soil under the effect of washing by rainfall which result in change in soil properties that affect the animal and the plants.
Group 5 of clinical waste is stressing. Stressing in clinical waste include surgical dressings, swab, and all others waste dribbling with blood, caked with blood, or containing free-flowing blood. Plastic, cottons, and bandage are some examples of the materials of clinical dressing waste. The environmental impact of dressing clinical waste is first, interrupting the ecosystem. Animals may treat plastic bags used for containing clinical dressings as food and consume them. It may therefore block their digestive processes. Clinical dressings waste like plastic bag may also entangle marine species, causing starvation, choking, infections, reduce reproductive success and mortalities. Second, some plastic bags may also affect soil properties and alter plant size, microbial activities, root characteristics, and composition of plant tissues. Besides, the increased demands of cottons for clinical use encourage cotton cultivations, and it may ultimately reduce soil fertilities and increase chance of soil erosions and degradations.
Group 6 Other wastes. It is specified by notice published in the Gazette. If the director have an opinion such waste is highly probable contaminated with infectious materials from patients falling within case specified in the notice, or it may raise major health risks on public. The potential item to be classified as the other waste will be disposable protective equipment like surgical masks and surgical gloves. To focus on Hong Kong, it is still mandatory to wear a mask in public places, and due to the compulsory testing policy during the pandemic, these items are highly probable contaminated. However, these potential items have not yet been classified as the Group 6, but even if it did, our incineration facility cannot bear such amount of clinical wastes, so as these items will be disposed and heavier the burden of the landfills.
Here are some solutions to ease the environmental impact. Disposal method: incineration is worldwide preferred for waste that cannot be recycled, reused, or disposed in landfill sites. Further, autoclaving is a sterilization with high temperature and pressure stream, which is more environmental friendly than combustion due to zero risk of any harmful emissions. Still, it is more costly and it can treat large quantity of hazardous waste and also variety of chemical hazardous substances, such as human body. Waste is of zero emission and economically competitive compared to incinerator. However, it can only treat wet content and cannot treat large waste. More advanced, there is SF02, which is the complete destruction or removal of all living microorganisms on and within a substance. It also has zero risk of any harmful emissions. It also requires lower condition requirement. It can apply to reuse the contaminated face mask by sterilization. The cynical waste producers should have commit their duties to provide proper management. Also, the 4R reduce, reuse, recycle, and replace is important to eliminate the plastic-made cynical waste. Lastly, the policy and regulations such as no mandatory face mask would help. All in all, there are technologies and human behaviors to ease the environmental problem of cynical waste.